Hi, welcome to Ocean Yemi's channel. So I'm gonna do a very quick one because it's during the week. I still got to do my other one too. Um, yeah. I'm talking about the psychotic mummy vloggers. Now there is quite a few apart from my jazzy life, as I mentioned all the time, most times. But just the other day, a family channel or a mummy from the family channel was arrested. The mummy in the family channel was arrested because one, she wasn't feeding the children. She was doing a whole lot of stuff. She was doing a lot. Her name's Ruby Frank. And what's so scary is that how right people talk about what happens when the camera's turned off, like on a family channel, like on the front of the family look all happy. But what really happens when the camera's off? Now ideally my Jazzy life is totally different because she shows everything. Hi, Chrissy. She shows everything. She shows everything. She doesn't have really any I would say filter to anything. She doesn't edit certain things out. She and then there's Shanika. The weird thing is, right, there is other women like them too out there, right? There's women like them like they're out there who's doing a lot. Now, my Jazzy life, she was getting her, stuff for the children because some the children do literally have this, not really disabilities, ADHD, I think it is, or is it the other one? I think it's the other one. And um, there is videos of her locking them in cupboards, not giving them food to eat, um, eating in front of them while they're crying. There's a whole catalogue of stuff. Now most vloggers simply think that how well, and some mummy vloggers think that how they're untouchable. Um, Even if one set of people don't get nothing done, just right, because remember, and I'll use Nature Boy as an example. When the newest ones started coming into the sector, something happened. Then Nature Boys, the documented stuff started going to different places. It wasn't just staying in on online. Now, this is what's going on with the same with the mummy sector. It doesn't stay in one place because there's other sectors that will see what's going on and they start talking about it. Now, there's a lady that left Jazzy's channel. I think she was a subby. She, well, they say that she's white. I don't even know anyway. But judge by what she says, she gives out a whole heap of information because she said that how like like they know when she gets her checks, they can tell because she buys more stuff for the boyfriend. The children don't see any of it, and she doesn't think about um the children. Now the children was treated like how the other lady, Ruby Frank, was treating her children with food, like using food. Okay, if you clean up, I'll give you food to eat. It was used as like so that they would do like chores around the house and all that. Now normal mums do not think like that. Pardon me. Right. They would give them other stuff like, magazines or something else. But when you are using food as a, what you call it, a thing to get your child to do cleaning up, or in fact, when you're asking for money and then the children do not see eye or ear of this. Now, there's plenty vloggers that have done this. There's a disturbing rate of vloggers because there was one where they adopted a family of children and the children used to, perform and that, and I think one, and then something happened and they took the lives of the children. I think they drove off a cliff or something like that. As you were talking, it dropped in my head that girls get, but that girls got bipolar. They said she might have. They said she might have special needs. That's what they're saying. They've been saying that she might be on the spectrum, but she's saying she's not on the spectrum. Um, she's very closed in. She's very closed in. Not like how, all right, some people don't watch TV, but there is another way that they will find that information. If they don't watch the news, they find out the other way. She will be stuck on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So she's not very open to certain things. When you're talking about, when she can't, you can't talk to her about current issues, what's going on. You can't have a conversation about certain stuff. She's not open to that. She also, people think that she's also on the spectrum because there's certain stuff what she do that is questionable. Now she's found out that her son's on the spectrum, so now she's trying to say, oh, it's a bad thing, or this, that, and the other. When in fact, most people some people who's on the spectrum literally can be in certain normal circumstances as long as they have routine or whatever's going on. Yeah, she's mentally not there. She's mentally not all there. You can see in her face, for real. And one person asked me why I spoke about her or something. So I put the video on private because it's just ridiculous sometimes, because there is lots of people that is probably on this app that is not well in the mind, right? But some people will show it more than others in their content. Some people will show it more than others. Some people you won't know. Um, especially if the camera's not turned the other way. So the camera's turned in her direction and she doesn't realize, or it's like she has no empathy for her children. It's like she made her children for the YouTube situation, right? It's come like that. And because she probably was out there a lot in her younger days, she's not thinking of the what possibly can happen. She does really weird stuff. I mean, I posted a few stuff on the community tab to show examples of how she is. Her brown sugar, like right now, right? I think the CPS is coming to see her a lot. And also, what I also notice is when the dad's around, that's when she takes care of Stinkerbug. Now, Stinkerbug, seems like he has something really deeply wrong with him too. You know, hi brown sugar. Oh yeah, I said that. Yeah, he seems to have something wrong with him too. And she's formulated her chat in such a way that they think everybody's a troll, when most of the reactors literally has been giving her pointers on certain stuff, which is natural because mothers give other mothers advice, but she doesn't get it. We all have issues, but some folks' issues are there for all to see. Yeah, it's right in the open. It's like if I'm not feeling good, I'm not gonna come on here and I'm not going to talk, am I, about whatever, because I know I probably have something going on. Sometimes you can tell when there's stuff going on with content creators when they don't post for a long period of time, then that's when you know there's something going on. But with her, because she posts up every little thing, she has to post that she has a man, she has to post that she's doing this, she has to floss, she has to, it's like it's ongoing. And it's like sometimes, right, it's not even for the betterment of the children neither, because like if someone's giving me stuff for my daughter, right, money, whatever, but even then sometimes, right, you have to think, what is the What do they want? What do they want? You know what I'm saying? She's not thinking all that. She's prepared to put her daughter out on TikTok. She's thinking about the money. She's thinking about how can I do this? How can I make money? She comes on here crying, ranting, raving, camera off thing. Then she uses the essay story, whether it happened on whether it happened. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it didn't might happen, but then people are saying that how she never spoke about it before. So then it's questionable because you can't use certain stuff for sympathy. If you're doing content like how I'm doing on content on abuse, because that's historical. That's not like for myself. That's not for me. So it's a different thing. But she's just using her whatever she's doing because the children are talking now. Children talk up. Children don't stay young for a long time. They start talking, they tell your whole business to the world. And she doesn't understand that. She doesn't get it. But yes, still today there once again, as predicted by the channel holder, there's a blog with her and him playing dominoes and then he's barbecuing meat and then it's like, and she is really not all there in the head. I'm coming to see that she is not all there in the head. And it's like it's an ongoing thing. And what's going on? Everything's getting exposed. Everything's getting shown now. Like, she's thinking it's the reactors who's phoning on her. And it's not the reactors who's phoning on her. It's people who's around her. But she's not thinking outside of the box. Because sometimes you have to think like, okay, what's like, she blames Flo for everything. She blames this one for everything. And sometimes it's not that. So some like I think podcast, what's her name? Forgot her name. Podcast put up a video of Ruby Frank on her community tab, and I tapped it and I watched it, and it's very similar to Jazzy Life, but Ruby is very psychotic. The way she looking at the camera, there's no emotions in her face. Her child was in a little like a whole thing. She put turns on the camera. She didn't pull the child out. Then she sent her son somewhere. Then I think her 5-year-old didn't make lunch and left it. Must have forgotten it. So the school phones her to say, "Oh, can you bring the lunch?" And then she says, "Oh, well, she's not getting it." Like you can't do that. You can't use food to threaten a child with. Like it's not normal. That's not normal. And some of the children is very like Jazzy's children is very small. They're very tiny looking. Like Aiden should be a lot more bigger than he is. And I think it's Ava or Maya should be a lot more bigger than they look. I don't know what is her problem. It's very weird. Very, very weird. And it's gonna continue and continue. And the fact that she's talking to the CPS the way she's talking now, right, that's gonna make it even worse for her. It's gonna make it worse because you are literally they're gonna come to the door knocking because yeah, so she is very, very no, she's mentally gone. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being money driven. Nobody's saying you shouldn't be money driven. No, you shouldn't be you need money to make money sometimes, but at the cost of a child, it makes no sense at all. What's your okay? Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with her. Yeah, yeah, we all have issues, but she don't seem to think that she has issues at all, and it's just like At what point, like I said, what is it gonna do? What's gonna happen for it to get real serious, right? And all children need saving from parents like that. I mean, CPS is not the best in the world, by no means is not. As with the toddlers, it wasn't the best for the toddlers. They sent them to foster parents they didn't vet, so it's a catch-22. It's literally like a pebble in the water kind of business, because you might get a good person who will take care of them, then they might not separate the children. So CPS is really serious thing. I mean, it's the same thing over here, but but yeah, psychotic. There's women can be very wicked. Women can be wicked to their own what they give birth to, carry for 9 months. They can really, really be really be wicked to that child. They can, you know, there'll be no love. The child will be there. The child be thinking, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? Women can be evil. Men are evil too, but some men are evil, but women can be worse. Like, there's many stories of mothers doing a lot to their children, you know. So, like I said, women can be psychotic. If you watch a lot of Deadly Women, you see how they deal. They don't play. Um, and she might be next one that could be where she's gonna end up. All right, and I ain't throwing nothing in the air, okay? Because so when they point a finger at somebody, I'll point a finger back at yourself. So she ideally needs help. She needs therapy as well. Yes, women can be evil, very evil, even to one another. We is the worst, the worst. We can be very, very, very. It could be smallest little thing. Could be man, something, jealousy, whatever. We tell you. So, you know, yeah, she lies so much. She lies so much, and it's her and Shanika is kind of on the same levels, I think, at this point, because even with Shanika, her daughter's supposedly supposed to be lying in a hospital somewhere. She's taking her time. I mean, obviously be calm, obviously, but then but don't turn on the camera and start talking to the camera. Well, you're getting paid on the YouTube, right? I mean, if something happened to your child, right, you wouldn't even have a chance. You wouldn't even think about turning on YouTube before you go see about your child. Then all sorts of things came out about Nika the other day, and even she's weird. She's very different. Shanika is different. I can't watch her personally. I stopped watching her after the last time I talked about her. She's a bit weird. I can't even do, even when the reactors talk about her, I have to fast forward it. I have to get past her. The wine glass and chill, is different. I don't know. I've never met women like that. I mean, fair enough, right? Right. Right. There's no such thing as a perfect mother, or maybe there is perfect mothers out there, but at the same time, man, you're starving out your child. Your child, Jasmine's child eats. The children eat anything. I'm like, wow, they eat anything. I wish my daughter was like that. They eat anything. My daughter's fussy. Like, you literally got to introduce her to food. It's like, how? It's like, if your children likes food, right? Why are you not doing stuff with them? Like, taking them here, there, and everywhere. Me, I have to think 3 times over before I think about taking her anywhere. Like, because in case she don't eat it, in case I buy something she don't like. Her children likes food. Her children likes food. Caitlin's been looking after them children from a long time, from small, and it's like, I mean, fair enough, right? The big sibling always looks after the younger ones, but so Caitlin was doing it from when they were little. Like, it's like, and in the videos, in the My Shabby Life, you can see Jasmine she feels no way. She feels no way at all. I've never seen that, but yeah, she's very evil, evil, conniving, uh, manipulative, and she likes when people. Well, she says that she doesn't like it when reactors reacts on her, but she'll be all up in the reactors watching them. So what I'm thinking, I ain't putting up her face anywhere. I don't even have to put her name in the title no more because she just weird. She's like the single. Remember the movie, The Single White Female? She mimics everybody. She takes on those other people's personality. It's weird. It's really strange. Like, she's more or less selling her children. Like, you can't do that. I've got a 3-year-old granddaughter. OMG. It's a nightmare trying to get to find food. Yes, that's the same. That's the same with my one. It's a nightmare. And sometimes they just like one thing. They just like potato, and sometimes that's all you can get them to eat half the time. Yeah, if you're lucky. Now my one likes fruits, but even the fruits don't like her teeth. But it's like you can't win. But her children likes food. The good thing about Jasmine's children, they like food. Aiden likes food. All of them. Caitlin look like she can eat a lot. Man, you know, like when you take them somewhere, especially if it's, well, I wouldn't even say buffet. You take them to one of them places where they get big serving. Caitlin look like she can eat a lot. Caitlin alone look like she can eat a lot. So I don't know what is wrong with Jazzy. Myself personally, she's not all there in the head. She's not all there. She's gone. She's mentally gone. And and there's places that she can go to get help for whatever's bugging her. There's places, not like there's not places. I mean, like, if she takes her own initiative, because like even me, when I was with my children, I took my own initiative and I went to a women's group. You can take your own initiative. You can do it. It's not hard. She only eats the skin of chicken and she likes rice without gravy. Oh wow. Wow, that's different. Shanika is abusing some from substance. I'm convinced. Shanika cooks like she's in a rush. She puts no love in her food. No, not at all. Me, I take time. I have to Google the thing. If there's something that I want to try, and I know, okay, probably won't be able to get it, I will go and I'll Google the RAS and I will make it from scratch. Like, try and make it. And then if I get a chance and I find the people who cook it, then I'll go and probably eat it from them. Now and again, she may eat a chip or two. Is it? Oh, damn. Yeah, my one's potatoes and chips. She don't eat meat really, but she'll eat a patty. But she's fussy. She's fussy. But Shanika is a scary woman. You look in her eyes, she looks so scary. I mean, fair enough, right? When you're aging, your face changes, your face changes, your body changes, and all that. She just makes her boobs fly freely. She's quite happy for her the boobs just be all up. She just doesn't. And then if you look in her eyes, you can see she's mentally gone. You can see Shanika's been through a lot, but she's using it as well. You can't use that all the time. Sometimes you gotta pull yourself together. So at one point, like, try and do something with yourself. Like, you know, if I find I'm sitting down too much, my daughters alone will tell me about myself. I have to get up and move. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be whatever. Her daughter, it's nice to have a daughter that does stuff for you, but you have to also be there for them too. Like, that makes no sense. It's just like people don't understand. Like, when you're a mum yourself and you're watching mums on YouTube, especially if they're a family channel, and all they're bringing is my man foolishness on, and they're in their how old, and you're just thinking to yourself, how old are you? Like she's younger than me. She's like 30. Jasmine is 32, and I can't remember how old Shanika is. Shanika's in a I don't even think she's 40 yet, Shanika. And it's nice when you see women growing and doing stuff. I feel well, women and men anyway. I'm not saying just women alone, but it's nice to see when people's got their family all sorted, because then you think, okay, I want, like, that's where I want to be, where I want to be at. Like, you can't be like, however. I mean, fair enough, yeah, I get it. Little ghettoism, yes, but then sometimes you have to just, like, when you're coming on platforms like this, it's got to be a whole different thing. You got to really be mindful of certain stuff. They're not mindful of certain stuff. Like that time when Jasmine was in the bed with Chris, like, we didn't need to see that. You didn't need to see that. No one's not saying because you have a child you mustn't have a man in your life. But then somebody said she paid him to be around $80 to be around it. I'm like, what do you mean she paid him $80 to be? So he didn't voluntarily go round and just want to be around her? Crazy. She tries to say that the reactors manipulated her, but nobody manipulated videos. Nobody. She does it all herself. She posts it up. She was only quiet for like 2 days, and then she went live yesterday. That's Jasmine. That is. She was quiet for 2 days. Literally, she said that how what she needed a break. I'm thinking to myself, but you was on for like a whole week moaning about camera, like a whole camera about not like, you know, and then it's obvious that Chris wasn't around, because you can tell the difference. Because when he's there, she's smiling. I'm just like, wow, different world to me, bro. Different world. I don't understand it. And me, I personally, I wouldn't want to be young right now. I wouldn't want to be young. I mean, it's harder being older, but I'll tell you one thing: I'd rather be older than young now, because there's too much. When you're a mum, it's a whole different thing. Like, it's as ups and downs. It happens. Like, you have good days, you have bad days, but then it's not the child's fault. Not the child's fault at all, right? And then like, you only have time for stink bug. Oh my goodness! I'm like, wow. And even he looks like he needs something. I don't know. I swear I said this in the last live. I swear, but like real reactors says, it's like you're repeating yourself. It's literally like you're repeating yourself. When you talk about Jasmine, it's like you're repeating yourself, but you can see that she is not all there. There's a psycho in her. There's a psycho that is in her somewhere, and like, if it goes to the next level, I don't know what's gonna happen. If it something happened to them, like I said, something happens to them children, right? People is trying to save the children, right? And I believe that's what is going on. That's why they talk about the children, right? They talk about the children because they've seen them go through stuff when they was younger to now. So, they're talking and they huh? Yeah. Right, they're talking and They're trying to give her advice. They told her to go Sam's Club. They told her to go there. They told her to do certain stuff, and she doesn't want to hear. She thinks everything. She turns what's a positive thing into a negative. You cannot be like that. Like, even when I talk about certain stuff, oh, Shanika's 38. She don't look 38. She don't look 38. Man, she don't look 38. And I'm older than her. So it's like it's like what goes through these women's mind? Fair enough, right? When your parents do certain stuff, yes, to you when you're coming up, yes, it does stick to you. Yes, it does. But at the same time, so at one point, I mean, I'm not gonna say you get over it totally, but you kind of try to come out of little cycles, even though there's some cycles that you still keep or you still do or whatever, but then it's left for you to change it. So I don't know. I mean, like, we're not all perfect out here. I say I got the best life ever, but I try, but it's like you cannot assume every time something happens, it's a reactor. Oh, it's Flo. Oh, it's this. Because Flo was on the radar, calling Flo ugly and all this stuff. I'm thinking to myself, is she looking at the screen properly? Has she seen Flo? Has she seen Flo? Really? Has she seen Flo? She hasn't. You can't, because she feels how she feels about herself, she's calling Flo ugly. Like, no. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to waffle. I don't want to waffle on here, but it's just, yeah, psychotic. It's weird. It's like I've never seen women like her in my life, and I've been in a lot of women's centers for like where women will sit with each other, talk to each other. You know, like there's places where mothers meet up. I've never met a mother like Jasmine, nor Shanika, nor Chrissy, nor Olivia. I've never seen them. It's only now I'm seeing these mothers. I don't recognize who they are. I've never seen women like that before. Never ever. Times are changing. It's a different world now. If you're a mummy blogger and you're coming on here, you're showing your child every single little thing your child, whatever. That's a bit in. That means the child have no privacy. Like, you come on here, you're dirty looking, you switch on the camera. Don't even need to switch on the camera sometimes. Switch on the camera, you sit in front of that camera for hours ranting. I mean, even fair enough, right? Probably we all do it, but I don't even know. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, damn. I'm just, yeah, Christine. It's very weird. It's different. It's a different time. It's a whole different time, different era. You know, like mothers didn't have to wear certain stuff to get seen for attention. You dress yourself, you dress your children, you go out. Sometimes, like, I don't know, times have changed. Times have changed. When you dress your children, you dress them just like how you dress, buggies and all. You meet up with a whole heap of mothers. You don't necessarily have to go clubbing and stuff with them. There's so many other things to do. Like, just, even when I used to tell social intellect about Jasmine doing training and stuff, social intellect used to laugh at me. I said, no, like, it makes sense. Like, you have to improve yourself at one point. Like me, I'm trying. I'm in trying to do training. I'm trying to do bits and pieces. I'll be down if I didn't have something to do. Like, you cannot like, Jasmine's whole reality is YouTube and TikTok. When she talks about TikTok, she talks about Facebook. She'll talk about current issues. She'll talk about things happening, like for instance, for a good example, the cyclone in Brazil. She don't talk about that unless it pops up on her timeline. She don't talk about the Alabama thing unless it pops up on her timeline. Like I said, some people don't have TVs, but they know what's going on. Being a mom back in the days was a badge of honor. Exactly. Now it's just, I don't know. Have babies for content. I've never heard of in my life. You will get pregnant, go through a whole heap of things, labor. Some women go through long labors. Some women just stick to the one child, and you're having babies for content. I don't know, man. That's just weird to me. That's strange. And children, and like a child's with you for like 18 years or 20 something years. It all depends on what's going on. And then like you're just there making the child for content. Oh, like when Chris turns up, she trapped him. I think she trapped Chris anyway, because you can't trap no man. You can't trap a man. Like, if the man wants to be trapped, he would allow it. Men, you can't trap a man. You can't trap a man by having a baby. Some men get babies, and they would step up and do what they got to do. You can't make a man a father. If he wasn't a father in the first place, he will never be a father. He will be the same way he's always been. He'll be like all over the place. So she's just very deluded at this point. And yeah, I mean everybody's reposting Shabby's life, but so I just post it on the community tab. I'm not gonna go through and do that videos, because those videos are real traumatizing to me. I can't remember who showed it. I think it was Queen Blah put up old videos, and I can't remember who else. I think no, Flo didn't. It's traumatizing because those children was only small. There's like small, like not even one. There's not even one yet. Not even talking. You see Ava sitting in the floor. Her face, she looks so small, like she couldn't even pick herself up. Then you see Aiden reaching out to her, and she's telling them about go into the room. I'm like, wow. Then she sits down, and she done it numbers of times. She even in a restaurant, the child's watching her eat. I'm like, she didn't give the child a little piece of rice, in a little small bowl of rice, small bowl of chips. The child's looking at her eating, and she's eating, and she didn't even put one thing in that child mouth. All now, like the child must have been about 4, 5 or smaller. I don't even know. I'm just like, wow, wow. It's just crazy. Being a mum back, oh yeah, a child is for life. Yes, this is for life. It is, and she's just running behind man. I've heard of stories of women doing that, running behind the man, putting the man before before the children. You can't put a man before a child. Before You can't put your child after the man. The child come first, a man come after. It's nice to have love. No one's not saying you can't find love even when you have children, because people back in the day used to say when you have children, no man ain't gonna look upon you. But she found him on Instagram, when even in real life circumstances on social media. So you, so she said to him in one video, "I'll do anything for you," and that's what she's doing now. She do anything for him. He collect the money, they sit down, they eat like king and queen. Children, probably get little something, little this, little that. She don't even. I don't know, man. Me, when I get food, I get for the whole house, and I get for the whole house, or I cook. And even if I don't cook, great, because sometimes, right, you're not in the mood to cook, so you'll cook. Hi, Miss Ride. So you'll cook, because women, if a woman not feeling good, the food don't taste sweet. If her heart's not in it, the food don't taste good. You know, children can tell your mood just by how you cook. And the fact that the child said to her, "Mum, why are you always mad?" She must be mad when the cameras are off, when the cameras are on, she's mad all the time. She's mad all the time. Well, the child to ask her, "Why are you mad? Why are you mad?" Yeah, being a mum is a gift. It's hard work. Even if you are a mature mum, it's hard work, because I can't even keep up with little one I got. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's not like whatever that, because children will tell you from what you did, what you didn't do, what you did, when you did, what you did, what you did. You can't say, "Oh no, sometimes you don't remember certain stuff." And that's what's gonna happen when them children get older. They're gonna say, "Mum, you did blah 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 blah. You put me all over YouTube. You did this." I'll be surprised if those children would treat her how she treats them, because even her mother dropped down twice. Her mother said in the chat, "I dropped down twice," and she said, "Oh, mum, get off." I'm like, what? But when you look at her, there is something wrong with her. She is really, really not all there. She's not in this. She's unhinged, and that hinge is gonna drop off, and it's going to turn into something else. Because if Mr. Man not there to satisfy her, all hell's gonna break loose for them children. All hell. So I'm just like, wow. But you know, I ain't come to waffle, and I just come to put my points on why I think she's psychologically off. She's psychologically off. And when you're psychologically off, what you need to do is keep your ass off of YouTube. If there's something wrong with you in your real life, you stay off of YouTube. Right? And then you come back on later and you do whatever you gotta do, whatever. Because sometimes, right, some people's been on here and they have channels on here, and some of them stop doing their YouTube because they have things going on in real life. They have real problems going on. Inflation's happening now. There's inflation, food's going up, water's this, that, bills, and then Jazzy's on there begging people for a camera. I mean, fair enough. Some YouTubers do put up stuff, a wish list for the community to put money towards or send them or whatever. But sometimes you have to be careful. You can't put out your house. You put out her house address. She do too much. Every time when I hear a story about this girl, I'm thinking to myself, wow. Even though I know no people, there's no such thing as perfect. She's living in a reality world in YouTube. She wants that perfect relationship. And even though people can be in relationship for a long time, Peanut Nola used to talk about him and his wife, how they went through ups and downs, and they're still together. That relationship, what she's got, is not a true relationship, and she's not in tune to it. She don't see what's going on. Sometimes, like I always say to men, when women been hurt so much time, some of them just stay by themselves. To a certain point, they just come and say, "You know what? I'm staying by myself." And then it's hard for a man to get true to that woman, to give her all the fancy talk and all that. because some women don't fall for it like that. You can't just come on and say whatever and do whatever. Like, she seems to think a relationship, her love language is food. There's nothing wrong with having a love language, but when they're together, there's no conversation. If you can't talk to your man or partner when you're together, she has to put the camera on, then she has to interact with the audience, and then he's just there, and then he's rolling his eyes and all this stuff. He doesn't want to be there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on putting up some of the stuff on the community tab, because Shabby Life is the worst. If you watch Shabby Life, you feel bad for them children. You feel real bad for them children. Up to now, they're still going through the same shabby life, but it's in a different way. Shanika's lot is going through what they're going through now. All 10 of them. All 10 of them. And I ain't saying don't have children. No, have children, but it's just nah. It's sad. It's sad. But I think that she's chaotic. She's Jazzy Life is chaotic. I think Shanika's chaotic as well. And I can't think of the next one. Chrissy is trying to find love. Strong Mummy Chrissy, she's trying to find love. She's trying to find love. She's trying to find love. She has 10 children, I think. Olivia is lost in the sauce. She thinks she's better than everybody else. She's a whole colorist. Wine glass. I don't know. She has a lot of problems. She has a lot of problems, but sometimes it's like, you just have to, I don't know. I don't know what to tell them women. The reactors probably fed up talking to them now. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for the inevitable to happen. And if it does happen, it's be very sad if it gets to levels there. So I just thought I'd just say this anyway. I'm gonna put back up my opinion on Jasmine that last a couple videos ago before I did the Magdalena laundries, and I keep seeing new things on them as well. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it right there. It's a small live, but I think I made my point, and we all come to a conclusion. It's not gonna end good, and she is psychotic. She's psychotic, bipolar. She's psychotic, bipolar, manipulative. Well, all of them's manipulative. Shanika's manipulative. Jazzy's manipulative. I don't know about Strong Mommy Chrissy too much. I don't really see people talking about her as much. Wine glass might have a little bit of something going on. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. But anyways, thank you for coming through, people. God, my phone's getting hot in my hand as I'm talking to you. It's hot. Thank you, Chrissy, for coming through. And Brown Sugar. And Miss Ride. And this is not a rant video. I'm just talking in general. Anybody who's a mother, if you're a mother and you know what is what, you understand. So when people's there talking about this lady, sometimes it's not out. Some people don't hate her. It's the way she treat the children. But then when she come at them, i.e. Flo, you will get whatever she was sending out, she got it. basically. And flow, there's foot and neck. There's a whole heap of them that's reacting on Shanika, Jazzy, Eric, the Erics, back to tea time. There's a whole heap of them. Now there's new reactors now. So, and those reactors look like they get things going. So if she continues where she's heading, you're going to head, you're going to go on and on and on and on and on till that thing that you're knocking, looking for, you're going to go meet it. I forgot there's a Jamaican saying, but we can't remember it right now. I can't remember it right now because, like, a West Indian saying, should I say? It's a West Indian saying in general. When you when you when you're looking for what you ain't put down as well, that's another thing. Then you're there knocking. So the more you knock, when you see Pandora box, when you open up Pandora box and everything all come out, which is what's happening now, everything's coming out and coming out and coming out. And then you can't close the Pandora's box. So if she continues knocking, and if Shanika continues her foolishness, because her children got taken away from her before. Okay, so, and Shanika's another story. It's like ongoing. Olivia is a whole another story. So when you're part of the mummy sector, it's a whole something else. It's a whole something else. Sometimes, right, you have to just observe, stand on the side and look. Think, damn, I didn't know people stay like that. But there's people out there who stay like that. So yeah, so with that said, I am gonna come off. And I'll see you in the next live because I've got to do the whistleblowing one. I might just do an upload. Because there's something that I want to put up, something really important that needs to be put up, and I'll think that if I do it on here, that means that's edit. If I do it in video form, I can put it there. So please look out for it. Yes, I'm gonna carry on putting up the laundry and the nannies. I think there's other stuff going on. I'm sure I'll come as I come across certain stuff, especially the British history side of stuff. I'm gonna put it out because, like, there's a lot of abuse in it. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the history, and I feel like it's some cycles repeats itself. But anyways, let me not go on. I will see you in the next live. Take care.